Hi there, this is Ivan again. This morning we were trying to test the calendar option or the events option. So I want to clarify what I was having issues with this morning. So let's see how we can create events and calendars in our site. So let me start sharing my screen. And this is the site that we were working on this morning. Let me move this out here. Again, I'm gonna start with the editing. So I click on edit. Once I have the edit option here, I'm gonna add, let's say, a section with, let's say, 3 columns. On this first one, I'm gonna add the events, which is this option. As I mentioned this morning, we have events or group calendar. So I'm gonna use events up in this case. I'm gonna click on edit web part. When I have the events option, then I can select events list on this site, the site collection. So it means all the collections on this particular site, which is PWS, all sites in the hub, which in my particular case will be training, right? If you go up all the way, then you will be on training. All sites means all HEC sites, or select particular sites that I can select from. So I see all of them, CITT in my case, or training, or any other sites that are available. So for this demonstration, we're gonna go to events list on this site. And in here, I can select the calendar that we created this morning, which is calendar November 2020 class. If I select that, then it will show up the event that we created before. So I'm gonna create a calendar again for you to see how to create a calendar from scratch. So I'm gonna X out here. I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna go to my site content. So let me open any window here, site content, new, select app. From here, I select the calendar app. Let's say we're gonna do November 2020 class. Actually, calendar 2, let's say 3. For November 2020 class. Create. Once I create that, then I'm gonna look for that calendar. Here it is, calendar 3 for November 2020 class. Open it and start creating the events. So I can just click on however in any of these. Make sure you are creating events on the future. So I'm clicking here, add, the window will open. I will say this is event test 1, location, date, time, whatever is necessary. Again, I can add a description, so something like a visit HEC website. What about something like a register here for the class? If I do something like that, I can add hyperlinks, for example, HEC website. So if I open a new tab, let's imagine I already have my HEC website open. And if I want just copy and paste that hyperlink or that URL, click on highlight the text, insert link, and here copy and paste that URL. So now it's clickable. Now, for example, the register here for the class. Let's imagine I'm gonna go to any of my bridge classes. I have a course here. For example, this Colleague UI 5 Academic Games Part 2. Copy the link. Go again. Highlight the text. Insert. Click on link. Control V. Okay. So any website or any site on the internet will work. For example, PWS SharePoint. I'll highlight that. So imagine I'm here. When you go to PWS site. Copy and paste. Then highlight, insert, hyperlink, paste. There you go. So then now it's clickable. Same as any website. Specify the category if I like. Let's imagine this is meeting or whatever, then save. Let's create another one. If I add another event, and then there's 3, there's 2, I'm sorry. Now this one, I'm gonna say get together, save. So if you notice, I'm giving categories, but I don't need to. I'm gonna do test 3. I want to select any categories. Following week, I'm gonna add another one. And then test 4. Yes, so this is working hours. So we have 4 events here. We're gonna go back to our class 2020. We're gonna add one of the apps, which is events, as I mentioned before. And in here, by default, is just putting random information. Click on edit, event list on this particular site, which is PWS site, and select calendar 3 November 2020 class, which is what we were working on. And that's what is popping up, event 1, event test 1, 2, and 3, and 4, the 4 events that we created. Of course, I can select from strip or compact, whatever is better for me, and the number of events that will show up at a time. And that's it for events. And something else I can do is change here. Let's say this is the November 2020 class calendar. That's it. So now if I publish, it is showing me, oops, click on all the events. Refresh. Event test, event 2, event 3, event test 4. Now, if I click on any of those, for example, the first one in which I had the option, the links, the hyperlinks, then they will work, which is very convenient. So you can do registration, for example, and will take them to a particular place. Now, if I go back to our site, event 3, oops, that's not what I mean. I want to go to our site. Oh, this is why site content, site pages, I'm sorry. Go back to our page, which is November 2020. Here we are again. And let's try to add the second option, which is a group calendar. For a group calendar, click on the plus sign to add a content inside my section. Scroll down. Instead of events, this time we're going to select group calendar. And I can click on add a group calendar, or on the pencil, it will take me to the same place. Just click on it, open a new window from which I can select a group calendar. A group calendar is any group calendar that I have created on Teams. If I belong, or if I created a team on Microsoft Teams, and I created events through the calendar, and they are part of a particular channel, they will show up in here. So I'm going to give you an example. The PWS training for the HTC company. That's a team site that I have, or I created, or in which we all belong. You being part of this class. If I click in there, it will show me all the upcoming events that are part of that team and belong to a particular channel. In my case, general channel. Let me show you that. If I go in here, my teams, if I go to teams, then I have PWS training for HTC community, the Hispanic and Latino, and the 2 classes that I was working on, and so forth. So all those teams, calendars, I can pull them and feed them through calendar group. See the same groups, right? Hispanic and Latino advisory committee, the PWS training for HTC community, and so forth. And those classes that I was mentioning that I was looking at. Now, not every event on my Teams calendar will pop up in here. Only the events that belong to PWS training for the HTC community that are part of any of the channels on PWS training. How I know that? I see my training, my team site, I'm sorry. If I go to PWS, I have 2 channels. When I create on my calendar on Teams, any class like SharePoint class, I always make sure I assign a channel to that particular class. And that way, I have everything contained on the class on that channel during these recordings, any chat that we have. And also I can feed this kind of events on my SharePoint group calendar. So for example, the next one that I have November 25th, Microsoft Teams monthly webinar. Then December 3rd, PowerPoint tips and tricks, and so forth. So let me check that is correct or not. Even that if I bring my Teams again calendar, I have a lot of more events, but the only ones that are popping up are the ones that are connected to a particular channel. So for example, Microsoft Teams monthly webinar on the 25th, click on that and it's connected to a channel. Close this one, click on any other one, for example, this particular one. It is not connected to any channel. That particular one, this one, is an event that is not connected to any channel. So that's why it's not popping up. But instead, if I go to the following week, and I see the PowerPoint tips and tricks, it is part of a channel. That's why it is popping up in here. And thank you for attending that. We'll conclude the clarification about calendars. I hope it is useful and you can put it in practice on your sites. And don't forget always to republish. So it is in there. Calendars, group calendars, or events from my own calendars that I create on my site, or any of the calendars that I may create under the site or under the hub or under the site collection. Again, this is Ivan. If you have any questions or you need any clarifications about what we just covered, or about whatever we covered this morning, or any other questions about training, please don't hesitate to contact me. And thank you. Have a wonderful day.